Good afternoon. Wow, this is like school. Welcome to the Town of Islip October Town Board meeting, where we will be celebrating Italian Heritage Month. Yay, yay. And the members of our community whose presence in our town has made Islip the special place it is. Let us begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would ask our resident town councilman, John Lorenzo, to please lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We will begin with our honorees for Italian Heritage Month. And our first honoree is John Raimondo. And I'd ask John to please come forward, please, if you don't mind. John is a beloved member of our West Islip community whose journey began in Mola de Bari, Italy, before his family migrated to the United States in 1974. After settling in West Babylon and graduating from West Babylon Senior High School in 1989, John pursued his passion for food service at SUNY Farmingdale. His commitment to the community flourished when he opened Cafe Europa in West Islip in 1995, marking the beginning of a successful culinary career that includes several beloved local establishments. Beyond his business success, John has been a dedicated volunteer, coaching for over a decade in the West Islip Little League baseball and soccer clubs. His contribution to the community extends beyond sports, supporting also local events and charities, including the West Islip Breast Cancer Coalition and SEPTA, and this evening, the West Islip Chamber of Commerce with their Taste of West Islip. Together with his wife, Michelle, John is the very proud parent of 3 children, Gianna, Joseph, and Mia. We are so grateful for his spirit of generosity and his enduring commitment to West Islip. So please join all of us in honoring John Raimondo. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. And a little surprise. Our next honoree is Frank Giaquinto, and I'd like to invite Councilman Jim O'Connor to the podium to present this next award. Jim? There you are.
Thank you, Supervisor. Frank Giaquinto is a testament to the power of hard work and perseverance. His journey began with a passion for printing discovered in high school, which propelled him into the industry where he built his career from the ground up. Over the past 28 years, he has successfully established Doodle Dog Graphics, a thriving business known for its quality and innovation. Frank's commitment to excellence is mirrored in his dedication to his family. He and his wife, Mary, have raised 2 accomplished daughters, Sky and Gianna, both serving as registered nurses. Their success reflects the strong values Frank instilled in them, values rooted in determination and community service. Through his entrepreneurial spirit and active involvement in local initiatives, Frank continues to make a lasting impact, honoring the legacy of his heritage while forging a bright future for his family and the Islip community. Please join me in recognizing Frank Giaquinto.
So, got it. Okay, moving right along. Our next honoree for Italian Heritage Month celebration is Rich DeAndrea, and I'd like to ask Councilman John Lorenzo to please join us for the presentation.
Thank you, Supervisor. Rich DeAndrea, standing here right to my left, is a dedicated leader whose commitment to both his profession and community has left a profound impact on those around him. A proud graduate of Sayville High School and Providence College, Rich furthered his education at the American Academy McAllister Institute of Mortuary Science, that's a mouthful, eventually becoming the owner and operator of Rayner and DeAndrea Funeral Homes. His professional excellence is matched by his community involvement, where he serves as a board member for multiple organizations, including the Nassau-Suffolk Funeral Directors Association, the Patchogue Family YMCA, and the Kenneth F. Stein Scholarship Foundation. Excuse me. As co-founder and chairman of the Neighborhood House of Long Island, Rich has played a pivotal role in supporting local families. His leadership extends to the Friends of Sayville Educational Foundation and Aquinas Club of Sayville, where he previously served as president. A finance committee member and former trustee at St. Lawrence the Martyr RC Church, he remains actively engaged in his faith and his community. Rich's dedication to service is complemented by his role as an active member of Southwood Hill Country Club and his commitment to nurturing the next generation through various scholarship initiatives. Alongside his spouse, Sharon, and their three wonderful children, Brendan, Jack, and Kate, Rich exemplifies the value of leadership, compassion, community spirit, making him a cherished figure in the community. Proud to call Rich a very good friend of mine. Please join me in recognizing Rich DeAndrea.
Wait a minute, I got something for you. Our final honoree for our Italian Heritage celebration is Frank Salvaggio. I'd like to ask Councilman McElway to please make that presentation.
Frank Salvaggio's journey from Sicily to becoming a cherished community leader in Bayshore, New York exemplifies his dedication and entrepreneurial spirit. Having moved to the United States at the age of 8, his passion for technology led him to the Academy of Aeronautics in Queens, where he earned an associate's degree in 1987, launching his career as an aircraft technician with United Airlines. In June 2006, Frank and his wife Maria took a bold step and opened Frank and Maria's Italian supermarket, bringing their taste of their heritage to the community. It was a good day, I remember. Together they have raised 3 children, Grace, Giovanna, and Christina, instilling in them the same values of hard work and service that served them so well. Frank is actively involved in the Bayshore Restaurant Committee and is known for his commitment to community service, hosted pre-Thanksgiving events for local veterans, and generously donating gift certificates to various organizations. Frank Salvaggio is a testament to the impact of community spirit and the importance of giving back, making him a beloved figure in the Bayshore community. Please join me in recognizing Frank Salvaggio.
Well, let's, one more round of applause for all of our honorees. I think it's so special to hear not only their pride and their heritage, but what they've done across the town in their various communities. So we're very, very blessed. Moving forward, we are proud this afternoon to also recognize 3 of our local fire departments for their recent display of skill and remarkable talent at the 2024 New York State Drill Team Championship hosted by the Central Islip Fire Department. And, you know, sometimes we don't realize how much goes into being a volunteer firefighter. They put in tremendous amount of hours, not only in the service and the time that they dedicate, but there is so much training and certification involved. And it seems that as every year passes, the requirements become more and more stringent. So really, we owe each and every one of them a real debt of gratitude. So we have 3 outstanding teams that took home the top honors, and we'll start with the Central Islip Hobos, who claimed first place with their exceptional skill and teamwork. And representing CI is Lieutenant Steve McCarroll. CI Hobos, come on up. Oh. Is this a firefighter debate?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Say sorry if you heard me.
Oh, absolutely. Team, come forward. Definitely a team effort. So you. Okay, so I think they stole the show with McKenna, but just saying. Did you bring her up there? Is that how come you got first place? Yeah. And from the West Sayville Flying Dutchman, they took second place, and I'd ask Captain Dave Perry and the rest of the team to come forward.
Are you part of that too?
And third place, which isn't too shabby, I'd like to bring up Captain Mike Welton and anyone else who might be here from the Islip Wolves. Actually, it was cannolis. Each of these teams demonstrated not only technical proficiency across various challenging events, such as the 3-man ladder and various hose drills, but also the spirit of camaraderie that absolutely defines the firefighting community. Their achievements reflect years of hard work, dedication, and we honor them for their commitment to excellence and their enduring contributions to public safety and our communities. So we thank them again and congratulate them on your impressive wins. Next, this afternoon, we are so pleased to honor our Islip Town historian. George, why don't you come forward? George, who is our town historian, is a West Sayville resident and commander, United States Coast Guard Reserve retired. And we'd like to honor him for his recent recognition as the 145th Registered Public Historian in New York State, and for receiving the very prestigious Edward J. Winslow Local Government Historian Award for Excellence. George's dedication to the history of Islip and Long Island is evident in his extensive research and public presentations, which continue to enrich our community's understanding of our heritage. With a background that includes a BS in engineering from the United States Coast Guard Academy and an MA in emergency and disaster management, George has served as our town historian since 2015 and is an active contributor to numerous historical societies and civic organizations. George is really the go-to guy. So we are very proud to recognize and honor George today for his unwavering commitment to preserving and sharing the rich history of our town and community. Congratulations, George. Who said that? Also this afternoon, we have the great honor for this town board to recognize our own Town of Islip Planning Commissioner, Ella Docknell. And I know that she's going to be embarrassed, but please, Ella, come forward. Ella has just been awarded the very prestigious 2024 Andrew Haswell Green Award by the American Planning Association New York Metropolitan Chapter. This award recognizes her outstanding contributions to urban planning for so many years, highlighting her dedication to improving our built environment, promoting sustainable development, and fostering community engagement. Ella's work has a lasting impact both regionally and internationally, particularly in areas such as form-based codes, eco-city projects, and creating pedestrian-friendly urban environments. And she and her team were very instrumental in helping us get that $10 million award for the Central Islip Corridor from New York State Economic Development, following it through. Started before her tenure, but she carried us over the finish line. Her leadership extends beyond her role in Islip, as she's also served as Vice President for the American Planning Association's New York Metro chapter, advancing the planning profession and strengthening the community of planners. Ella's recognition at this year's American Planning Association's annual conference was themed Planning in an Era of Change, reflecting the innovative approach she brings to her work here in the town of Islip, where we serve over 330,000 residents. So please join our town board, who is so very proud of our Commissioner of Planning and Development, Ella Docknell. Our final order of business here this afternoon is the annual report from the Islip Town Environmental Council, which is comprised of Islip Town residents dedicated to preserving and improving the quality of life of the natural and man-made environments in our town. Since the council has advised on matters affecting preservation, they've sponsored community programs that foster increased understanding of environmental issues and work with state and local partners, including Keep Islip Clean, to further the mission of keeping our town so beautiful. At this time, I'd like to invite the ITEC chairperson, Ginny Fields, to share her annual report.
Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing us to present this year's annual report. I was told that I have 3 minutes, so I've cut down a lot of the presentation, and I would ask that you all read the report that I've given you and hopefully understand it. And if you don't, or even if you do, we would like to invite you, each one of you separately, to attend one of our monthly meetings so that we can go over some of the things that we do year-round. So expect a phone call from us to invite you to come to one of the meetings. I'd also like to introduce 2 people who are on our Islip Town Environmental Council who could be with us today. One of them is Taylor Larson, if you'd stand or wave. And the other one is Vic Gremley. I don't know where Vic went. There he is. Okay. The rest of the members are Maureen Dunn, Kathy McConnell, Steve Geller, and Gina Cacaperto, who were unable to make it today. So on the first page of the report, it kind of gives you an idea of who we are and what we do. And on the second page, I'll just read a little bit. Years ago, ITEC recommended that the town of Islip join the Climate Smart Communities program run by NYSERDA, or its sibling Clean Energy Communities program, to help the town begin the process of mitigating and adapting to the considerable negative impacts that climate change will have on our community. We applaud the work that the Department of Environmental Control took to begin that process. Their work enabled the town to benefit from a grant that funded an intern and now a part-time employee to help the town continue to meet the criteria for that program. Unfortunately, we now see that progress in this area has ground to a halt. There's been little or no progress made in the past year. If we could get the town to create a town council resolution to form a climate smart communities task force and a coordinator, we would begin to accumulate points that allow the town to get the funding grant money. So Islip Town Environmental Council recommends that the town create a town council resolution that will form a CSC task force and a CSC coordinator. A central driver of our climate crisis is unsustainable land use practices. The practice of unsustainable development and overdevelopment is straining local infrastructure, resources, and services, causing soil degradation, water pollution, and loss of ecosystem services, creates overcrowding, noise pollution, and disruption of natural habitats. Analysis via a series of polls in other areas made the discovery that people are displeased with congestion and overdevelopment. In addition, local wildlife species have also been displaced, and the lack of trees and greenery is causing flooding to intensify. Encouraging community involvement in decision-making processes can help ensure that development is done in a responsible and sustainable manner. We would ask that, since the Islip Town Comprehensive Management Plan is set to be updated this year for the first time since 1977, and will play a crucial role in guiding growth and development in the coming decades. Bless you. As members of ITEC, we respectfully request that we be a part of those meetings in the development of the Comprehensive Management Plan so that we can have some input. ITEC commends the town, Islip Town, for its plan to expand the Islip Regional Shellfish Hatchery. The town aims to increase shellfish production from between 20 to 40 million juvenile clams and oysters to between 100 and 200 million. Demand from other towns has outpaced the supply, and this new facility will enable the town of Islip to accommodate the region's growth. This will benefit not only marine life, but also industries such as tourism and recreation that rely on healthy ecosystems. ITEC also supports the ballot measure for new sewers and septic systems. The legislature has proposed a sales tax increase for 50 years of funding for construction of new sewers and septic systems on November 5th. This will safeguard our environment and improve water quality for generations to come. Islip Town Environmental Council has a vacant position available for a student representative. ITEC recommends that a student representative be appointed to the council. So there's my 3 minutes. And again, if you'll read the rest of the report, and also on the second part, you'll see the items that can be accomplished with points to get the grant money. It would be also very helpful. So thank you very much.
Ginny, thank you so much, and also to the rest of the members of the committee. Thank you for those that were able to be here today. We really appreciate your service. And with some of those recommendations, all of them really, I urge you to sit with our commissioner. Marty Ballou has done an incredible job in getting us that status, and if it requires anything else, he's the guy who's going to help get us there. So we thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, we will now begin this afternoon's Town Board meeting officially with the 2 scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I call on the town clerk to please read the first hearing notice.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Item number 1, to consider amending Chapter 51 of the Town of Islip entitled Towing Businesses.
Okay, we do have someone who has signed up to speak on this public hearing, and I would ask Michael Passariello to please come forward, and you have 3 minutes. Michael? Okay, we will go to the second public hearing, and then we'll go back to that one. Madam Clerk, if you would please read the second public hearing notice.
Item number 2, to enact a local law to override the tax levy limit established in the General Municipal Section 3-C, enacting a local law entitled A Local Law to Override the Tax Levy Limit Established in a Municipal Section 3-C.
Are there any questions on this? No one signed up to speak on this. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing and adopt the resolution.
Second.
I have a motion and a second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. We will go back to public hearing number 1. I will call one more time. Michael Passariello. And you are here. Good. Good.
I'm actually here on not the thing you're voting on, number 34 today, but it appears that you're set up to change the towing rates in, and some other law also in the town of Islip. My question is, and from what I understand, nobody's really been consulted from the towing industry One of the big concerns is that you're regulating heavy-duty towing. You're regulating jobs like tractor-trailer overturns and the labor that takes place to do those calls. When you have a job like that, you'll have an overturned truck or a recovery, runs off the road. You've all seen it on News 12. It's blocking traffic. You have in there a regulation that basically maxes out how much you could charge for that. These guys in our business right now are paying up to $1 million for a rotator to come out and do a call. When you get out there to do a call like that, you're coming with all sorts of people and all sorts of materials and so on and so forth to get the road open for the authority. But yet the town is stepping in the middle of this, and it seems like he's just looking to protect the insurance companies. When you step in the middle of that, it gives the insurance company an opportunity to say, hey, you overcharged us, even though we didn't, but you overcharged us because the town says you're only allowed to charge $500 or $700 for the job. It may be a $10,000 job or a $20,000 job, but you put a regulation in there without even speaking to the people and letting them show you what the costs are in order to do these jobs. So most towns, I was just involved with a regulation change in the town of Oyster Bay because I have business in the town of Oyster Bay, and they also were looking to regulate heavy-duty towing. They were looking to regulate winching and overturns and so on and so forth, and we ended up talking the town out of putting such a big restriction on a local business. I mean, these are your local businesses that you're restricting, and you're trying to do it by helping insurance companies, basically, because that's who's getting the benefit of these laws. The laws basically should be benefiting your local businesses, the people that are doing business in your town. But who it is benefiting is your insurance companies. They're coming in here and saying, well, you know, you write a legitimate bill for $10,000 or $20,000 to upright a truck, and it's a legitimate bill. It's known all over the country. That's what this stuff goes. You put something in your code that regulates what the town allows on a heavy duty, and an insurance company gets that and uses that against your local business. It's just not the right thing to do. It shouldn't be regulated at all. You should have no regulations. It's not protecting residents, that's for sure. As far as protecting residents, I'm all for it.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. We really appreciate you coming down, and that's precisely why we have a public hearing on issues like this.
I mean, if possible, maybe they could get, oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Maybe you could get some sort of meeting together where we could talk about it.
One of the council people has a question for you. Councilman O'Connor.
Mr. Passarelli, I noticed you have a group back there in the back left corner. Are those members of the same industry that you're in?
They all are from the same industry,
Interested
correct.
in the same issue that you're
Yes.
interested in. The resolution that's currently before us
Today,
is Section 51 of the Town Code,
that's correct.
18 pages.
Okay.
Do you know what section of the 18 pages that you're most concerned about?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you guys, by any chance, have like a coalition or an industry group that represents you?
Well, we all belong to different, what's the word?
Associations?
Associations.
Yeah.
We do have
Has anybody from the association, like, for example, your general counsel, taken a look at these 18 pages of changes to the Islip Town Code entitled section?
Honestly,
I know you're
this is the
speaking-
first I've seen these today.
Okay.
I had no idea. I got up here. I tried to find it online and couldn't.
Okay.
So when I got here today, I just read through this on the stoop 5 minutes ago, and I'm no reader. I'm a tow guy. You know,
That's what I
I'm not a
figured.
lawyer. I'm just some guy that's worried about if I'm going to be able to survive or
That's exactly what I was
not.
driving at, as I think your colleagues in the back. If you had some guidance for us who are not not so much, certainly not involved in the towing industry.
Right.
As to which particular section you're focused on, perhaps we could work with you on that. And then I'll yield to the supervisor, who I think has
Okay.
a motion.
All right, what I would like to do is make a motion to close this public hearing, ask the town attorney to address some of your comments and concerns. I will correct you that the intention of this was not to protect the insurance industry whatsoever. So let's just make that abundantly
Okay.
clear.
Ultimately,
But I
that
think-
seems like what happens, though.
Well-
It's helping them.
This is when there's misinformation.
Okay.
So let us take that month. We'll ask you, since you've come down here today, if you can get someone from your association, one or two people, to make an appointment and meet with the town attorney. We'll review the code changes and make sure that we're all on the same page. And certainly, the intent of this was to protect the residents of our town.
Right, which it
and
should be.
not- And the industry, too, to a certain
Yeah,
degree.
yeah, 'cause the
but
business
not the
owners do pay
insurance companies.
taxes here.
All right, so I'll make a motion to close the public hearing and table this resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
It is approved, hearing closed. And again, thank you. That's how it's supposed to work. Thank you. We will move now to the agenda. First item on the agenda is the meeting of the Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency. I'll call for a motion for the board to convene. As the agency board, I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed? The Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board is convened, a quorum being present, and welcome Commissioner Baloo.
Madam Chair, members of the agency board, I have several resolutions to be considered today. First of which is the approval of the minutes for the September 17th agency board meeting.
Any question on the minutes? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second. And by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, approved.
Next item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into contract extension with DeVerker and Bartolucci, engineers and architects, PC, for the calendar year 2025 to provide semi-annual and annual post-closure groundwater monitoring, sampling, and reporting for the Blydenburg Road landfill complex.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into a contract extension with DeVerker and Bartolucci, engineers and architects, PC, for calendar year 2025 to provide semi-annual post-closure groundwater monitoring, sampling, and reporting for the Lincoln Avenue landfill.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into a contract extension between the agency and Municipal Land Survey, PC, to provide professional licensed land surveying services to the agency for all Islip Resource Recovery, IRRA, sites for calendar year 2025.
Any questions? I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Quadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item is a resolution authorizing the adoption of the recommended budget of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency for the fiscal year 2025.
Are there any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And that
Thank you,
concludes.
Commissioner. There's no other business to come before. The agency board will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? The Islip Resource Recovery Agency Board is closed.
Thank you.
Next, we go, Resolution 2, authorization of supervisor to enter into a contract extension with DeVerker and Bartolucci Consultant Engineers to provide professional services in connection with the Sonia Road landfill for the year 2025. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 3, authorization supervisor to enter into a professional services contract with Island Structures Engineering, PC, for the design and construction of a new pier and dock at the Town of Islip Shellfish Culture Facility. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next, we have the meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. I'll make a motion to convene, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We are convened, a quorum being present. Mr. Walzer.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration today. The first item is to approve the minutes from the last agency board meeting on September 17th, 2024.
Are there any questions on the minutes? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is an inducement resolution between the agency and D&G Realty Ventures, LLC, located at 1793 Union Boulevard in downtown Bayshore. This project involves the construction of a mixed-use building, including 9,900 square feet of commercial space for medical and retail use, and 140 units of residential housing designated for seniors and/or individuals with developmental disabilities.
Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is an amendment to the escrow agreement the agency entered into related to the Midway Crossing project, extending the agreement until January 31st, 2025.
Any questions? I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item I have for your consideration is a resolution to approve the 2025 Town of Islip IDA budget.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
That's all the business I have today.
Okay, and next we move motion to adjourn by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that, or Councilman Guardron seconds. All those in favor? Opposed? The Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency Board meeting is closed. We now move to item 5, meeting of the Town of Islip Economic Development Corporation. I'll make that motion with a second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? The Town of Islip Economic Development Corporation Board is convened, a quorum being present.
Thank you. The first item I have for your consideration today is to approve the minutes from the last corporate board meeting on February 13th, 2024.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardon. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is an inducement resolution between the corporation and Central Islip Hop-Hog Volunteer Ambulance Company to facilitate the issuance of bonds to finance the construction of a new ambulance company building on Motor Parkway in Hop-Hog.
Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item I have for your consideration is a resolution to approve the 2025 Town of Islip Economic Development Corporation budget.
Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. That's all I have for you today.
Motion to adjourn the Economic Development Corporation, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you very much, Mr. Walzer. And that takes us to the Town Board authorization to clean up or secure certain properties in the Town of Islip. Mr. Panacci, how are you?
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the Town Board and the Town Clerk. Jeffrey Panacci, Assistant Town Attorney, 655 Main Street, Islip, New York. I have 6 matters on for the Board's consideration here today. Number 1, to clean up the premises located at 4 Kraus Street in Bayshore. On this vacant property, there now exists stockade fencing in a state of disrepair, overgrown vegetation throughout the property, as well as litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with the property interest in this premises.
Okay, are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 2 has been withdrawn at this time, not due to compliance, but I've been in recent contact with our chief building inspector, and the town has also had recent contact with an architecture and engineering firm retained by the property owner. They will be providing information to our chief building inspector with regard to the condition of the existing structure on the property and their plans for continued improvement in the future. So I am asking that this be withdrawn at this time. Number 3, to board up and clean up the premises. I'm sorry.
Wait. You kind of skipped over the fact that we have to consider it and, right?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Councilman O'Connor, are you okay with postponing that action that we were entertaining to demo?
Based on the representations that Assistant Town Attorney Panacci had.
Okay. Then we don't need an action. Okay. Then we will move to item 3.
Thank you. Number 3, to board up and clean up the premises located at 23 Satinwood Street in Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exist missing window panes or broken glass panels on the windows on all 4 sides of the dwelling, allowing access to the dwelling's interior, as well as overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, including black-colored plastic bags, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. Number 4 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 5 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. And number 6 has also been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, let us move then to item 7, the appropriation transfers. I know that they've all been reviewed. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second. By Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 8, authorization for town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 9, authorization to supervise to enter into an agreement with Suffolk County to upgrade the existing flashing traffic signal on Clinton Avenue at Ackerson and Orinoco Drive in Bay Shore. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 10, authorization for supervisor to enter into agreement with the Suffolk County Department of Public Works to install a traffic signal on Montauk Highway at Garfield Avenue in Sayville. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, acceptance of funds from National Grid for paving restoration of various roads in East Islip. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. We move then to item 12, authorization for supervisor to execute the renewal agreement with the Fenceman, Inc. for contract DBW 1-2021 for the second one-year extension period. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 13, town board approval for the rates for the rental equipment for snow and ice removal for the 24-25 season, with the understanding we're not going to have any snow. That was to be removed. Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, authorization for supervisor to enter into agreement with VHB for consultant services for the SS4A Planning and Demonstration Grant. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, authorization for supervisor to sign any and all documentation in connection to the grant funding provided for alterations and improvements to the Islip Town Fire EMS Museum and Education Center. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 16, authorization supervisor to enter into agreement with Jody Cameron to provide yoga instruction. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 17, town board approval to permit the Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs to execute any and all documents associated with USACE and New York State DEC or other authorities having jurisdiction over town-owned land for the purpose of maintenance and improvement. Are there any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next is the meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board. I'll make a motion to convene, second by Councilman O'Connor. The board is convened, a quorum being present. Mr. Hemingway, you may begin.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the Foreign Trade Zone Board. My name is Brad Hemingway. I'm the Executive Director of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority. located in Ronkonkoma, New York. I have a number of items for your consideration today. First item being approval of the minutes from August 13th, 2024, meeting of the Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board.
Any questions? I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next item is Foreign Trade Zone Authority is requesting approval for its 2025 budget.
Any questions on the budget? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next is authorization to allow 51 Roebling Court in Ronkonkoma, New York, 11779, parcel 9, sublease to be assumed by One Roebling Court, LLC.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman McElroy. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
No further items for today.
And we have a motion to adjourn. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor or opposed? The Foreign Trade Zone Board is adjourned.
Thank you.
That takes us to item 19, Town Board approval to deposit and secure all monies received by the receiver of taxes in designated banks for the 24-25 tax year. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 20, authorization for supervisor to execute an agreement with J.P. Morgan Chase N.A. for the payment courier services provided by Rapid Armor Corporation to the receiver of taxes for the 24-25 tax year. Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElroy, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. 21, we have Town Board approval to extend the deadline for senior citizens to pay the 24-25 real property taxes on their principal resident without interest or penalty on or before June 9th, 2025. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 22, special events. Again, we have a number of great events. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 23, authorization supervisor to execute a second amendment to the agreement with Application Software, Inc., DBA ASI Flex, to provide health flexible spending arrangements for Town of Islip employees. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElroy, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. 24, Town Board approval for the acceptance of a deed from SSP Royal Properties, LLC, for a piece of property in Brentwood for a corner radius dedication for highway purposes. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 25, authorization supervisor to enter into a contract of sale and execute a deed of conveyance to Steel Campus LLC and Marcus ISP Apartments Holding LLC of alienated property at Gull Haven Golf Course. Any questions? I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 26, authorization for supervisor to sign a reciprocal easement in connection with 0 Carlton Avenue Central, Islip. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 27, appointment of Joseph Farina as interim commissioner of the Seaview Ocean Bay Park Garbage District through June 30th, 2025. Motion by Councilman McElroy. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 28, authorization supervisor to execute a license agreement with VIISP the Third LLC for approximately 358 square feet of the town right-of-way known as Hayes Court, Ronkonkoma. Any question? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 29, authorization supervisor to execute an amendment to the professional services agreement for L.K. McLean Associates Engineering and Surveying for additional services in connection with the repair of the West Islip Marina. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman McElroy. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 30 are the bid awards. Are there any questions? Motion? A motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 31, option year resolutions. Again, are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman McElroy. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 32, Town Board approval to rescind contract 524-05 with Paraco Gas Corp. For liquid propane gas. Any questions? Motion? The motion by Councilman Lorenzo. Will second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 33, Town Board approval to rescind resolutions 18, 19, and 25 from the July 16th, 2024 Town Board meeting and authorization for the supervisor to execute an agreement with Rosemar Contracting, Inc. for several FAA-funded projects at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 34, Town Board approval for revisions to the licensing and medallion fees charged to towing businesses under Chapter 51 of the Islip Town Code. I presume we need to make a motion to table this resolution since the public hearing is closed, but we did table it. I make that motion, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Item 34 is tabled. Item 35, Town Board approval to amend the start time of the Town Board budget scheduled for November 7th, 2024, from 10:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We will make sure that this is very publicized. Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 36, authorization for the supervisor to execute an assignment and assumption agreement and estoppel certificate in connection with several parcels at the Long Island MacArthur Airport. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Motion to adjourn. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned.